Hello and welcome to TV9 Digital. I'm your host and host Abhijit Singh Bhamra. As the athletics action gets underway on Friday, India's fastest female sprinter Dutee Chand will be in action in the 100-meter round. The other Indians in action will be Avinash Sehgal in the 3000-meter steeplechase heats, MP Jabir in 400-meter hurdles, and the mixed four into 400-meter relay team of Alex Anthony, Sarthak, Revati and Shubha Venkatesh. Here in the studio, we have with us TV9 Digital sports editor Sundeep Misra. For him, sports is like oxygen. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Now, for many, tomorrow, Friday, which is the start of the athletics, the real Olympics begin. Are you also one of those looking forward to the most anticipated part of the whole Olympics?
Yeah, for me, track and field is probably the day when the Olympics begin. Of course, I mean, you have so many other events, which is boxing and all of that. But track and field is the centerpiece.
Right.
I think, I mean, and this could be a personal view, this could be a view shared by a lot of fans, who are Olympic fans especially, that track and field being the centerpiece, the rest revolve around it.
Right.
So you look at it as this massive light in the Olympic Games, which is the track and field. So from the 100, whether it's the high jump, the long jump, shot put, whatever you say, this is where the actual action is, and this is what the fans actually love watching on TV or in the stadium. You look at any of the track events, you look at any track and field of the last 5-6 Olympics, the one ticket that gets sold out, or rather there are two events that always get sold out. One is swimming and one is track and field.
Right. Like in everything you have, whenever you take a meal, and there are starters, there's main course, and then there are desserts.
This is the main course.
This is the main course, which not just you, but we as fans also will be waiting. But on the opening day of the track events, we'll have star Indian sprinter Dutee Chand in action. India has a good representation in track and field in terms of numbers. Don't forget that. Now, Sundeep, how do you see these games from India's perspective, especially from the track and field events part?
It's always tough. It's extremely tough because, you know, you can easily go back to so much of history that we have. I mean, you go back to Sri Ram, you go back to Shivnath, you go back to Harichand, you go back to Milkha, you go back to Gurbachan Randhawa, you go back to P.T. Usha, Shiny, you know, all of these people. I mean, there's a definite history out there.
There's a galaxy of stars out there.
It may not be medals and medals, but there is definitely a very, very rich history. And I think a lot of people are continuing that here. Whether you speak about Avinash, who's going to be in the 3000 steeplechase, you speak about Jabir in the 400 hurdles, they may not be in the top 10 rankings. They may not be there with the timings, but they have qualified, which is also a large step. Similar is the case with Dutee, similar is the case with Neera Chopra. You speak about any of these, they are the ones who probably hold the flag today. They are the ones who we expect that they will better their personal marks. Nobody is expecting them to, you know, do the Olympic mark or the world mark.
Set the stage on fire.
Yeah, at least get your PBs, which is the personal best, right, you know. So that's an improvement. I think sometimes what happens is the Olympic Games gives you a stage where you actually do better.
Yeah.
And I hope that most of these actually do that.
Right. And right from my school days to college days to now, all these track and field events comes with a great sense of anticipation. There's always a future star to look forward to. Like when I was reading about Usain Bolt, what he did in 2008, till the time he dominated the tracks, then Justin Gatlin, then others. So which are the international stars which you are actually looking forward to in this track and field events?
I think Karsten Warholm is a guy. I mean, like 400 hurdles, the record used to be with Young, and then he broke it. And since 2018, he has not been beaten.
Oh.
Okay, you have Ryan Krauser, who now holds the shot put record, and he broke a man's record called Randy Barnes, who held the record since 1990. And Krauser has broken, or rather gone over 22 meters 130 times. So you can imagine the kind of expertise he's bringing in with the shot put. Shelley-Ann Price is somebody that everybody is looking at, not only Jamaica. She is the queen of the 100 meters. So as you said, Usain Bolt and all these Justin Gatlins and whatever, this is where the entire thing is going to be happening. So it's largely in terms of whether it's Karsten Warholm or whether it's Ryan Krauser and all these people, they are the ones who the international track and field fraternity, the fans are going to look forward to.
Right. And in the coming days, we will also have Neera Chopra in action. And undisputedly, he is one of those stars which the Indian fans are actually looking forward to. But India's best in javelin throw, in your opinion, how good is this guy? And can he make it to the podium?
Very tough, very tough. You know, there is a difference between expectation and hype.
And reality?
Okay, yeah, let's put reality as the third denominator. But I would still say expectation.
Right.
You know, reality we all know. Okay, I don't want to get involved in the hype bit simply because I don't think Chopra even wants the hype.
Right.
Okay, he's that kind of a guy. He understands where he's standing. So that's where your third point comes in, which is reality. But it all depends on the first 2-3 throws. Of course, there have been javelin throws who've taken the 5th and the 6th and still bettered.
Yeah.
But I think out here, when you have somebody like a Vetter who's gunning for the world record, okay, he's the guy who throws 95, 96 probably in his sleep. You know, and you have Neeraj Chopra who's doing 86, 87, 88. I do expect that if Chopra throws 89, let's assume, you know, it's a nice thing to assume, 89, I think 89 might get him a podium, because if you look at the last 3, 4, 5 Olympic Games, the pressure comes on to the final.
Yes.
And that's when they try and throw better technically. So when you try and throw better technically, you throw less. So that's where the traffic jam begins in the entire standings.
Yes.
He has a place there.
Okay.
If he can get that 89, honestly, if he gets 89, closer to 89 and a half, you just might see him sneak in with a bronze. But silver and gold, I think it'll go
out of reach.
It's not out of reach, but I don't think it settles in, because because there are a lot of people out there. But if your thing about the silver comes true, let's say the way you said it, it'll blow Indian track and field apart.
Right, that's right. Just on Neeraj Chopra, we'll finish on him. Is he a risk taker, or is he someone who will watch others in action and then take a decision whether to go for it or not?
He's one of those international track stars we have who has a complete knowledge of, number one, his event, number two, the equipment, and number three, the other people who are in it, whether it is Vetter. I mean, we've seen those videos on Twitter and all where he's sitting at the back of the car and Vetter is driving and they're going for a local meet in Finland, I think. So, but he understands what is happening in terms of the global thing about javelin, because he competes abroad, he competes outside, unlike a lot of others. So I think that's probably one area where you might see him do something extraordinary. But at the end of the day, again, it all comes down to momentum, it all comes down to rhythm, it all comes down to how you pick your moment and grab that opportunity. If you can grab it, believe me, Neera Chopra getting a medal in javelin is going to create a very different kind of wave across track and field in India. You need that catalyst, and I really hope he is that.
Well, talking about catalyst, you also had what Abhinav Bindra did in 2008, his gold medal, and then you had this flurry of shooters coming in and winning medals. But among other international athletes, who do you think can have that X factor in Tokyo Games?
Your 100, Bromell in the 100 men's, he's done 9.77, and believe me, he's coming off 2 surgeries.
Oh.
And still running 9.77, which is probably the fastest time. And because Christian Coleman is sitting at home because of the doping issues and all of that, he was there and he's been banned. I think Bromell is going to be, if this track is fast, if the Tokyo track is fast, if he's already doing 9.77 in a US trial, then I think if he can do 9.6, I'm still imagining things. If he can do 9.7, it's again going to blow the track up, because that's super fast, and Bromell is a guy who's wanting to do it. There's one more guy, Lyles, in the 200. He has the fastest time now for the last 9 years.
Oh.
His time is the fastest.
Okay.
19.50 is extraordinary.
Yeah, that is.
If he can touch 19.45, he'll again blow the track up. So there are a lot of people out there who are actually looking at all of this. Allyson Felix is in her 5th Olympic Games for the US.
Yes.
She's gunning for her 10th medal. Imagine, 10th Olympic medal. Though I don't think she may make it to the podium, though she made it from the trials. But if she gets a good run, and sometimes the moment catches up with you, then she's probably going to equal Carl Lewis's record of 10. So these are the people who you're looking at, whether they're coming from the back or they're the new stars.
Well, it's all about staying in the moment, isn't it? And these are no normal Olympics. The pandemic, which delayed the games by a year, has badly affected training schedule of all the athletes nearly. Now, Sundeep, do you foresee a pandemic impact on these results, especially in the track and field?
Absolutely. I think competition was less. They were all training at home. They were all being coached at home. So once you get less competition, and in the last 6 months still, the Europeans and the Americans have still gone on to the Diamond League.
Yeah.
They've still competed in 6 events, 7 events, and all of that. So I think they are set up, but they would have been brilliantly set up in terms of at least getting more. You know, for the last 1.5 years, I don't think too much of this competition thing has happened.
Yeah.
But I think with Europe opening up much faster than Asia opened up, your Diamond Leagues and Gateshead and all these kind of events that take place. Like, for example, Dina Asher-Smith, she's running very well in the 100. She's one of those women who's going to give a run for their money to Shelly-Ann Price, you know. So when you look at these, when they're coming off from competition, I think Tokyo is just somewhere where they might peak.
Okay.
So in that way, they are set up very brilliantly.
Before we finish, I have one personal question. I'm a big Bolt fan, I have to admit it. So do you see his record getting broken, 9.58?
Again, we're going to speak about Bromell, so 9.77. I don't think so.
But he's worried. He's a worried man. He said that with the given shoes they have at the moment, his record is not going to last.
He actually said in that interview that if he was wearing the same spikes, he would have done 9.5.
Exactly.
I do believe him because of his stride, okay, and because of the sublime talent that he had in terms of running.
Right.
But not here. I think it'll even amaze Bolt if his record gets broken, even with whatever spikes you kind of wear. But I think in 2024, the next one, the record is in trouble because you're going to have a lot of athletes coming through 100 meters, a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, records are meant to be broken, aren't they? And few records will be broken. Some new stars will come into the fore. On that note, Sundeep, thanks a lot for your inputs, and we are looking forward to many more inputs in the coming days as well. So clearly, the track and field events are all set to open, and like Sundeep said, the records over here can blow the whole country, and not just country, the whole of the world. Given the kind of talent at disposal, one can expect many more records to be tumbling in the coming days as well. But that's all what we have for you in this special edition of Target Tokyo. For news and updates from India and around the world, keep watching TV9 Digital. Thanks a lot for watching.